it, I would like to welcome our Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Pooja Devi, Director of Alcon Group of Schools, Dr. Ashok Pandey, Principal Alcon Public School, Dr. Deepak Raj Singh Bish, Principal Alcon International School, Mr. Sanjay Yadav, Manager Alcon Schools, Mr. P.K. Bhatnagar, and Administrative Officer, Mr. Vikram Rawat, Headmasters and Headmistresses of Alcon Public and Alcon International School. I also extend my very warm welcome to the jury, teacher in charges, and last but not the least, the enthusiastic and vibrant fellow participants. Over to you, Anika.
As per the tradition of our school, any great event is inaugurated with the lighting of the auspicious lamp to seek the blessings of the Supreme Consciousness. Continuing the same, I invite you to the light lamping, followed by Lord Ganesh Vandana, who will guide us in our journey.
ऑन करते हैं उसको। बंद कर दिया। इनॉग्रेशन है ना लैपटॉप से करके मेरा कल्याण कर दिया।
It takes an immense pleasure to introduce to you our chief guest for the day, Dr. Pooja Devi. Dr. Pooja is a principal scientist at CSIR. She has been working in the domain of applied material science with a focus on developing materials for energy and environmental application. She has published around 73 research papers in high-impact journals, edited 5 books as lead editor, and published 18 book chapters. She is also a recipient of several prestigious awards and fellowships, including Haryana Yuva Vigyan Ratan Award, INE Young Engineer Award, Young Association of Indian Academy of Science, and many more. She is also serving as a core committee member of Indian Young National Academy of Science, INSA, New Delhi. Besides her research activities, she is involved in various science outreach activities under CSIR Jigyasa, Vigyan Jyoti, INY's programs for motivating school and college students, including girls, for science. A very warm welcome, ma'am. We also welcome our eminent panel of judges. For Battle of Big Brains, we have Miss Abhineet Kaur. She is a lecturer and has a teaching experience of 28 years. She has organized numerous mock drills, undertaken teachers and student programs. Welcome, ma'am. We also welcome Mr. Anmol Agrawal. He is currently pursuing BTech in computer science with specialization in artificial intelligence from NSUT, Delhi. During COVID-19 lockdown, he built an open source software that connects blood donors with receivers in an efficient way. I feel proud to announce that he is an alumnus of our school. Welcome, sir. Over to you, Vidhi.
The judges of Brain Arts are Ms. Seema Singh. She has been teaching chemistry for the last 23 years as a lecturer. She is presently working as chemistry lecturer in Bharat National Public School. For her, teaching is not a profession but a passion. She completed her graduation from Delhi University and post-graduation in chemistry from CCS University. She has an experience of more than 20 years as a CBSE examiner and has been examination in charge for 5 years. You truly inspire us a lot, ma'am. Mr. Sarthak Antim. He is currently pursuing BTech in Electronics and Communication with a minor in Microelectronics and Embedded Systems from NSUT Delhi. He has work experience from Texas Instrument Center for Embedded Product Design and as Research and Development Intern at Google Hyderabad. He co-founded a startup named Caritech in July this year. I feel proud to announce that he is an ex-Algonite. Welcome, sir. Over to you, Anika.
Now, I would like to call the president of the club, Uditi, to present before us the 10th edition of Innovention.
Thank you, Anika. Good morning to everyone present here. Respected Chief Guest, Dr. Pooja Devi, Director Sir Dr. Ashok Kumar Pandey, Principal Sir Dr. Deepak Rasingvish, Headmaster and Headmistresses, teachers and guests from other schools, participants and my dear friends. On behalf of Alcon Public School and Scientia Club, I welcome you all to the Innovention Fest 2021. Innovention is an annual inter-school science fest organized by Scientia Club. The aim of the club and the fest is to inculcate scientific temperament in the society. We are surrounded with everyday science. Any discipline, including science, has evolved over a period of time to meet our day-to-day requirements and make our life easy. Therefore, the applications of theories as part of the curriculum is a necessity. In Marie Curie's words, science is not bound to just textbooks, but is way more beyond than that. This is supported by the participants through active participation in various scientific activities that open their minds and give birth to creativity. Keeping these things in mind, Alcon Public School organizes Innovention every year with different themes. Accordingly, the theme for this year is "Nothing in life is to be feared. It is only to be understood." It intends to throw light on the unsung scientists of Vedic era, showcase the power of art having capacity to express on the concepts, like said in many more words, and demonstrate the analytical thinking process in the form of art, skits, and quiz. Spread of COVID-19 pandemic has compelled us to organize it virtually. But this has given us the opportunity to, on the other hand, to connect to a wider audience and spread the message as in our theme. Innovention Fest began on 18th October as we released the topics for the first event called Battle of Big Brains with Vedic Gurus being recognized through the chosen topics. The fest is going to conclude on 25th October, that is today, when the live events will be conducted and the results for the fest will be shared. Once again, I welcome you all to the fest with hope and trust that it would be successfully conducted with your active participation. And without any further delay, I present before you the 10th edition of Innovention Fest. Over to you, Vidhi.
Thank you, Uditi. The FEST Innovention 2021 has given the opportunity to inculcate scientific temperament by organizing 4 mega events that help the students change their way of looking at the world. First event is the Battle of Big Brains. It is a pre-recorded event for which we have received creative entries from the participant schools. Through a skit, the participants aim to spread awareness about the unsung scientists and pay gratitude and respect to them. Over to you, Anika.
Next, we have Brain Arts. This was also a pre-recorded event for which we have received beautiful artworks from various schools. The participants have beautifully connected their creative work based on a science concept with sustainable development goals. The third event is Mystification. This is a live visual-based competition. The event aims to inculcate the skill of execution by relating the shown pictures with a science concept and SDGs. This event will be broadcasted live on YouTube. And the fourth event is Geekopedia. This is also a live event. In this event, participants will play a quiz based on interesting facts and basic science concepts and their applications. All the events will test the conceptual knowledge and their application along with the creativity of the participants. Over to you, Vidhi.
Now, I request our Honorable Principal, Dr. Deepak Raj Singh Bish, to address the gathering.
Thank you, Vidhi. Good morning, everyone. Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Pooja, Principal Scientist, CSIR. Respected Director, Halcon Group of School, Dr. Pandey. Principal AIS, Manager, Judges, HMs from both the Halcon schools, Club Convener, faculty members, students, and dear participants. It is with great sense of honor and pride that I welcome you all to the 10th Annual Science Festival, Innovention 2021. As Aditi and Anika already said that this initiative was taken about 10 years back. And if you look at it today, it also aligns with the new national education policy. So we at APS believe in providing our students the opportunity of sharing diverse knowledge and ideas, interacting with like-minded people, and showcasing innovations. Ladies and gentlemen, the primary objective of organizing Innovention is to instill this scientific temperament, arouse curiosity and ability to innovate and explore, and encourage the spirit of discovery in our students. Dear participants and club members, your enthusiasm strengthens our belief that this inclination of a young generation towards innovation and research will take our country to new heights. My best wishes to all the participants, and I hope you all will be inspired by our chief guest, who herself is a principal scientist and is an icon in the field of research and innovation. Ma'am, we look forward to hear you talk about your journey and your experience in the field. My compliments to all the club members for their hard work and dedication towards this event. Thank you everyone for sparing time to be with us today. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I'm sure the events like these, the scientific temperament will grow among all. Thanks for the wishes, sir. I would like to call our director, sir, Dr. Ashok Pandey, to enlighten us with his words of wisdom.
Thank you. Thank you, Vidhi. Respected Chief Guest, Dr. Pooja, Principal Dr. Deepak, Principal Mr. Sanjay Yadav, my very esteemed team of senior functionaries of the two schools, HMs, AHMs, manager, administrative officers, my very dear colleagues from both the schools, students, parents, and especially the team of Scientia Club, led by its president, Ms. Aditi. I'm absolutely delighted. I am witness to this very, very important event in the calendar of your school for the past 1 decade. And I have always been in awe and wonder as to how a function at such a scale and grandiose is organized year after year. And therefore, I must take this opportunity to acknowledge the effort of the teachers and the students and everybody who helps in designing and conceiving such a great inter-school event, which is very popular among the schools. And I'm told, since I get an opportunity to talk to a lot of people among the schools committee, they all actually look forward to it. Today being a very special day in the sense that we have a very, very illustrious scientist, a renowned scientist in the country, Dr. Pooja, who is present here. I have no words to tell about her because I lack competence. Seeing and reading about her credentials, whether it is in research or innovation, publishing papers, writing books, contributing chapters to various publications. I think if we need one inspiration, I think the whole thing lies in the work and life of Dr. Pooja. I also take this opportunity to tell you a couple of things. The very name that you have given to your program, Innovention, itself is innovation, because I believe, I'm not too sure, but if I can break it like Hindi, if I do it Sandhi Vikchet, it will roughly mean innovation plus convention, a convention of innovation where a lot of people come together with their ideas, thoughts, research, and they bring things together for the benefit of each other. The second thing is the scientific attitude and scientific temperament. And I think at the heart of anything scientific and anything analytical and anything research is ability to ask a question. And if any school or any parent or educator, if they can inculcate that particular skill amongst our children, how to ask a question and always ask a question without any hesitation, I think that will be the first step to enter into a scientific world, into the wonder of science. Two very short anecdotes are coming to my mind, and even at the expense of some time, if I take it more, my apology. These two examples are very, very important. I remember when I was in a college, I had a student from abroad who was my classmate, and he came one day in the college with a Polaroid camera, and I'm talking of early 80s. And that camera, he took our photograph, and instantly we could see that our picture. And I was surprised because I had never seen a Polaroid camera before that. Because you generally take a camera, you take a photograph, you take the roll out, you go to a dark room and do a lot of messy things, and then only that particular photograph will come. And then I got a little bit curious as to how this invention has taken place and how the whole thing has come about. And then I found out much later, not immediately, that this Polaroid camera was introduced or invented by a scientist, whose name is Alvin Landy, if I remember it correctly. And when people ask how this idea came to you, Alvin Landy narrated it, that this idea came to me by a question which my very young daughter asked me one day. And his young daughter, maybe 5 years, 6 years, 7 years at the most. And she asked her dad, Dad, why can't we have instant pictures from these family cameras? And that gave him this idea that this is worth an idea or a question exploring in the laboratory. And that is how it came about. So just imagine Children ask a lot of questions every day, and some of them we discard as silly, some of them we discard as absolute nonsense, and some we know it is very important, but we don't have time to answer that. So I think that is the importance of the questions asked. And if we can inculcate that, I think we will be taking these children forward on that. You know, if you have a question, I'm particularly exhorting the young boys and girls who are here. That question only will lead to, empathy in your mind, that how to answer it and how this answer will help people around. And then only you will design, you will innovate, you will research. And then, of course, your product will go through a series of iterations before it is implemented. That is the whole process. And I'm very happy that the 4 broad themes that you have chosen, they are, of course, very nicely named, very exotic names you have given to them. But half of them, if I could listen to you very clearly, are based around sustainable developmental goals. And that brings me to another very brilliant idea that you have executed. And that is that you want your scientific inventions and scientific solutions and applications, to lead to finding a solution to the social problems, finding a solution to the human needs, finding a solutions to where a society is not only sustainable, but also thrives in many ways. So that is something which gives me a lot of happiness. The scientific inventions, in fact, if you go through the little bit of history of Nobel Prizes, which are being given year after year, you will find that most of the inventions are heading towards finding a solution to the latest and contemporary problems of the society. And just to tell you, this year's at least half of the Nobel in physics has gone to 2 scientists who are working on quantifying the predictability and reliability of global warming predictions. So the global warming is a new phenomenon, and which is going to be a new threat to the survival of all of us. And therefore, I think the research is required in that area. The Nobel Prize in Medicine this year has gone to the scientist who is working on how our sense organs and perceptions work, how our ability to see, hear, smell, touch interacts with the environment, and what predictions we can make about our ability to survive in the wake of extreme cold or extreme heat, which is going to be a new normal if we do not do anything today. So I think these are the trends, and the young minds must start working on that. So keeping these things in mind, I'm absolutely delighted about this program. I wish that this program becomes a bedrock, a trendsetter for the young minds. I'm very happy you named the judges. They are absolutely brilliant in their field, but 2 of them you mentioned that they are the students of this school. They are doing their BTech. They're already on the path of innovation. And I think the young children get motivated and inspired by their own much more than by somebody who is external to us. So I think that will also do a lot of good. And at the end, let me tell you again the importance of asking questions. One of the greatest physicists was given a Nobel Prize again. His name is Rabi Ezekiel, and he did research on magnetic resonance imaging, MRI, which all of us go for in extreme conditions. And when he got the Nobel Prize, the reporters asked him that, who do you credit for this Nobel? And he said that I credit my mom. And then people explored it further. How did your mom encourage you for reaching up to this level? And then he said that every time I came back from school and I got down from my school bus, my mother was there waiting for me, and she will take the bag out of my shoulder and she will hug me and she will take me in her embrace. And her first question was, Ezekiel, did you ask a good question in the school today? Imagine the contribution of the mother in the life of a child. She did not ask anything. What happened? Who did you fight with? Did you have your tiffin? Did you play? Of course, those are important and significant questions. But first question that she asked is, did you ask your teacher a good question? And therefore, I take this opportunity to encourage my colleagues here. Please encourage children to ask questions. You may not have answer to all their questions, but let your answers also be questioned by them. I think that is the message that I have. I'm thankful for your invitation. I'm very happy at this great program that you're organizing. May you all have a great time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. With your support and guidance, we'll excel and shine and make the event a great success. Now, I request our chief guest for the day, Dr. Pooja Devi, to give us an opportunity to learn something new from her experiences.
Thank you, Vidhi. At the outset, let me thanks all the organizers for giving me the opportunity to be at this platform. And let me congratulate the organizing team, school authorities for this very innovative program. I see the theme of this program is about nothing in life is to be feared, is to be understood. So I believe that these last 2 years since 2020, we have seen the pandemic time. And we as a humans, amongst all species, if we see that how we have tackled this pandemic. So if you see the comparison in terms of era where the superstition used to be at par, where most of the people, they used to fight with such kind of pandemics by trying to relate it with superstition, and to the current era where we try to understand things and we try to use our innovative minds, our creativity to handle such kind of pandemic situation. So we have seen that how science has led to handle this particular problem globally, be it in terms of vaccine, be it in terms of diagnostic, or be in terms of like one of the students who created a mobile app. So coming from a Stone Age era to an artificial intelligence era, we as a human species has made a lot of progress, and that's what makes us unique. As a scientist, if I tell you what a scientist means or what a science means is understanding what is all around us. That is what a science or a scientist basically try to understand. So what a scientist is, if I say the child itself is one of the biggest scientists, because child are not taught what to be do. They try to understand things. Like if they have to understand the voice of different objects, they try to bang it and try to learn. So a child is a big scientist who tries to do a lot of experiment and try to learn out of it. So when we grow up, what happens generally, we some way, some or other way, due to some other reasons, we narrow down our creativity, which should not be there. So it's a request to all the students that maintain your creativity, maintain your urge to ask the questions, try to learn things around you. And also I would like to add here, like earlier the scientists, image of a scientist, how it used to be. We used to think the scientist is the one who just walks around the lab 24/7 and maybe having big hairs or fuzzy lifestyle, no personal life. So this is not a scientist all about. So that's a very old image of a scientist. A scientist is the one who is curious, or it's basically who is willing to provide a solution to a problem. And for that, he tries to understand those problems by a certain set of methodologies, by a certain set of hypotheses, and proving those hypotheses and coming up with the solutions. So that's why I consider this as a very creative profession and very satisfactory profession if you are having a sense of curiosity within you. So this is a very good field which gives you satisfaction at the end of the day that you have done something very unique and you have helped the society in one or another way. And regarding this particular competition, that is Innovention, I must appreciate the organizing team and all the people behind the ideas of the different events which we are being organized under it, which are combining science and art together. That's very unique. So to reach to the common people, to reach to the society, and I think to make a larger impact, nothing better than art. So connecting or bringing out the Vedic science through skits or showing the science concept through art, it's very creative, very unique. I must congratulate the organizers and the team behind this, thinking about this particular ideas. So I'm sure it will make a large impact. And if I tell about myself, as a student, I was inspired by some scientists by listening to them through TV programs. So I believe these are the ways of communication which can make the large impact, which can, so through this thing, you can reach to the large people. So what is, once you have curiosity within you, there is a sense of asking the questions. The teachers has an important role to play, that they have to fuel up that curiosity. Teachers are the one who are actually the torch bearers of young scientists or young generation. So like the Mr. Ashok Pandey said, even if there are questions, there are many questions which are not answered, that's fine, but one should, or the teacher should allow the students to ask question. Students should ask question, why this, why that, how can I solve the problem, if that, even the local problem. We as a country, if we see, we have a youth power and we have a potential to become the global leader. So what we require is how we can channelize our energy to find the solution for the local problem in our country. Many a times the global solution doesn't apply for us. So we have to customize our solution. We have to think solution of our problems according to our way. So it is important, if you have certain question, if you think there are certain solutions for the local problem, go for it, discuss it with your teachers. Now in this era, in this digital era, a lot of information, a lot of content is available, which is not there, which was not there earlier. So take advantage of this technological era of your generation. So you can definitely bring a lot of laurels to our country and make our India self-reliant. That is what is the what our country is heading for. So with these few words, I would like to thank and all the organizers for having me here, and also congratulate all the team members of this event. And I owe my best wishes to all the participants who are participating in these events. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for the words of wisdom. Science opens one mind to new windows. Science opens one mind to new ideas and opportunities. With better understanding, we create better world. Once again, thank you, ma'am. Before moving ahead, I request everyone to switch on their videos for group photos. Thank you, everyone. The participants for Mystification and Geekopedia are requested to join their respective Zoom meetings at 11 a.m. with the link shared with them. Thank you all for joining us in the opening ceremony. At 1 p.m., we'll join again for the result declaration and closing ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Okay.
Dr.
Thank you.
Pooja.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
All the best. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, everyone.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone.
Best wishes to everyone. Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
ma'am.
So I'll